Nergal was an immortal man become flesh. Forever young, golden blonde, and his eyes radiant blue, he was beautiful in aspect. Fierce and cunning, he was a monster within. Ares Nergal was elected the third president of United Mars. He wore the white uniform of the commander-in-chief. As he addressed the crowds below and the viewers all across the planet,
My people, we were but a satellite of another world. Our warriors fought and died in wars not our own. We shed blood, and the blood of Mars was shed for Tiamat. The destruction of that world was nearly the death of our own. But we survived. Our many that perished live on through us. Thus even our dead live on. We are immortal! Our world was flooded, only to become a desert. No food and no water to be found, and our world laid waste. Did our brethren upon the earth not hear our cries? Did our brothers not see that we survived? Were the bountiful harvests of Arcadia never enough? Were the waters of Atlantis never enough? Was the wealth of the world of plenty never enough? Nothing given. Not even scraps on the table laden with plenty. For 1,000 years we lived by the sword. What little could be scraped from the nothing left was kept or taken by force. Our weak and witless perished. Our strong and wily thrived. The soft ways of old hardened into the ways of the warrior.
Help! Warrior! Help! Warrior! Help! Warrior!
Never again shall a Martian thirst. Never again shall a Martian hunger. Never again shall we be at the whim and mercy of another people. Never again! Never again! Never again!
Anthony Triton was president of the Republic of Atlantis, the most powerful nation on Earth. He was the son of a woman by the seed of Poseidon. He was in his office watching the speech of the Martian president on television.
He's stoking the flames of anger. Why?
He's playing on the common Martian conspiracy theory that Earth left Mars to die.
We did.
We had our own problems to deal with.
For 1,000 years, we never found the time.
Is all this never again rhetoric a battle cry? Does Mars mean trouble?
Nothing they could win. Our one nation outnumbers them in population and has greater resources and a stronger industrial base. Mars is already teetering ecologically. It wouldn't take much for our hyperdimensional capability to finish them off.
Mars is a broken world with a desperate people. It wouldn't take much to put them on their knees. Let them eat out of our hands and we should get along with Mars just fine.
Nergal pretended to be a pretender. He flattered the dignitaries and merchants from Earth, as if yearning for their approval. He offered them his people as cheap labor, and his lands as lands for them to exploit. The men of Earth modernized and expanded the industry of Mars. They relished their obscene profits and laughed when they heard the public rhetoric. Nergal modernized the Martian armed forces, but kept it small and entirely professional. The men of Mars were warriors, and only the best of the volunteers would be allowed the honor to serve.
A few of the best are always better than many of the worst,
Nergal explained to the 7 warrior sages, who were his inner circle. Martian soldiers were well-trained, well-equipped, and heavily armed experts, led by a strict meritocracy, and organized into highly efficient legions. They would outfight rather than outnumber their future enemies.
We could never challenge the teeming populations of Earth otherwise.
All 7 of the warrior sages wholeheartedly agreed. As the Martians modernized, they advanced in ways entirely their own. All was customized to their own preferences. They were soon equipped to strike first and strike hard, wherever and whenever they chose.
We have the warriors, the industry, and the technology.
Henry Phobos, identical twin brother of Deimos and supreme commander of the United Mars Armed Forces, told President Nergal.
Use them. Assert your will, and angels and humanity alike shall live in fear of you. By reasons of breakings, they shall kneel and bow before you.
Nergal grinned.
The men of Mars are fearless.
Lucius Deimos assured.
You are their warrior. They are eager to wage war in your name.
Nergal declared in the eerie resonance of his true nature,
They shall worship their god of war indeed.
Warplanes and helicopter gunships flew over Mars in celebration of its armed might. Long processions of tanks and infantry were paraded before cheering crowds waving the red, white, and black flag of United Mars. Those who watched from afar worried.
No, Mars is not preparing for war. We mean to secure our sovereignty, yes, but defensively.
From whom?
Deimos shrugged.
There are many more tanks and warplanes churning out of Martian factories than domestic automobiles and commercial airliners.
We buy our automobiles from Earth and mean to continue to do so. We like the cars your countries make. Martian Airlines is content with its fleet of Atlantean-built aircraft. I don't see any problems here. Why do you?
The inflammatory rhetoric we keep hearing from the highest levels of your government is disconcerting.
Please do not fret our crude manners and flamboyant bluster. We languished for 1,000 years in a state of survival of the fittest. We were made rough. I do hope a cultural misunderstanding does not sour the relations between our peoples.
Ares Nergal was watching the broadcast. He chuckled as Lucius made the sensible questions of the Atlantean sound ridiculous. Nergal met with his brother.
You have become like a human.
A glowing man with a face like lightning and eyes that shone as if burning coals stepped from the elsewhere beyond the here and now. Nergal chuckled, for the entity was having difficulty materializing. The destruction of celestial bodies disrupted the flow and balance that allowed the immaterial to materialize effortlessly. The face became that of a man with green eyes and wavy, dark blonde hair. It was like the face of God, but without the beard or countenance full of grace.
Lucifer, I come to you as the god of war.
You think to make me kneel and bow before you? I have become death, destroyer of worlds.
Mars endured.
Few survived. Must I finish off what life remains? I threw the heavens out of alignment, and they are not restored to their proper place and motion. Incur my wrath, and you shall have nothing.
Of that I have no doubt.
These secrets are mine, and I cannot be bested without them.
Give me your secrets, and I shall use them in your name. The cunning of wisdom and the ferocity of war shall be one and the same. Fear of me shall be love of you, and love of me shall be fear of you. Grant me this, my brother.
Nergal knelt and bowed.
Grant me your war, that I may be your warrior.
I shall be Lord, and you shall be my general.
Yes.
Swear it.
In wisdom, I shall be war.
Lucifer smiled, for the oath of a brother was binding.